Welcome. We are on episode 3, and we are live again. We had such a good time last week. I figured that, let's get the gang all back together and do this again. A lot of stuff happened this week. We like to keep these episodes fast and loose and fun. So I have a great panel again this week. Let me get right into introducing them. Let's start. Aaron at Beach Pizza Gaming. Thanks for being here.
Hello. Thanks for having me again. Good to be back.
Of course. Russ at Cryo Sneasel. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Luke at Luke Leeson.
Glad to be back again.
Yeah. Max at Monado Max.
Thanks for the invite. Glad to be here.
Of course, man. Sally at Retro Arcade Party. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, of course. It's good to see you guys. It's good. It's Thursday, beautiful Thursday evening here on the eastern coast of North America. I think everyone's East Coast, right? No, Luke, you're not. You're not
Midwest.
Luke. You are Midwest. It's good to have you guys. It's good to talk about everything that's going on. We're going to start off with what everyone's playing right now, and we're going to throw a wrench. We're going to go backwards. So we're going to start with you, Sally. What are you playing this week?
I'm still on Immortals Phoenix Rising, and I'll probably be on that for a long time. I'm getting into Monster Hunter Rise, though. It's actually, I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to the hang of things. I want to watch some of those videos where they explain about, all the weapons and everything, because there's still so much to know, and I'm still so lost, but it seems very fun.
Have you been playing more single player or multiplayer?
Yeah, I'm doing more single because I'm intimidated to play with you guys. So I'm like, let me level myself up a bit before I join you guys.
No, for sure. You can, the game scales pretty well where if you have someone higher rank, they can it actually helps to carry you through faster through the lower missions, and they still get stuff.
When I was playing recently, I felt like it's kind of like Skyrim, where you hit the monster, you don't get that feedback, which kind of throws me off. You just kind of whack and you see that the damage is coming off, but you're not getting that, the vibration, or you're not seeing things happen live.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess it kind of throws me off.
Yeah, you're just seeing the numbers in different colors.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much they don't really react to your hits, which is that's something I never.
That's what I'm looking for. I want the reaction.
Yeah, that's fine. I never noticed that. I guess it's more of the RPG element that they're going after.
But it's fun. I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
Pretty soon I'll join you guys, and maybe I'll be up there.
No, definitely. But you're enjoying Immortals? I still see a lot of people playing that.
Yeah, I love open world. I love puzzles. So it's very much like Breath of the Wild. So I think everyone who loved Breath of the Wild and that style of genre, they're definitely going to be into that.
Awesome. Yeah. I needed. It was on my list, but I never picked it up. 'Cause I think one reason is I didn't get very far into Breath of the Wild, so I was like, I can't do any more Breath of the Wild style games until I get through Breath of the Wild. Max, what are you playing?
I have been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight this week. I convinced my friend Trent to finally get the game. I've been trying to convince him for the last month. This week he finally bought it, so all I've been playing is Dead by Daylight with friends, and it's been awesome. I picked up the DLC. I don't know if I brought that up last week, but I played a lot of the DLC, so shout outs to Trent. And then I played a lot of Monster Hunter Rise. I got to high rank 3 on the village quests. So I don't think I've done anything else on the hub quests since I played with you guys. But other than that, that's all I've been playing. I did, however, get a awesome video game pickup that I didn't tell you guys in the doc because it's a physical copy of Tetris 99.
Nice.
Whoa. I have bought a free game. Yes. I spent $30 on a free game.
Doesn't that come with some Nintendo Switch Online membership?
Yes, it comes with 1 year, and it actually includes the paid DLC on the cartridge of Tetris 99.
Nice.
So it's not a bad deal. It's a pretty good deal. I bought this because I think they're going to do a Pac-Man 99 physical release, so they're going to get rid of these soon. So I think it's going to be worth a lot soon. So that's all for me.
Speculative.
Oh, I'm buying that if I can find that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got the last one, so you might want to pick that up. I know you're big into the Switch collecting, so
the last one in existence. There are 0.
well, like my games.
Luke, what are you playing, man?
I am playing Mario Kart right now since I beat Loop Hero, and I was gonna get Monster Hunter, but it was sold out at Best Buy. So I was just like looking through what I wanted to try, and I've never played the new Mario Kart, so I've been really enjoying that.
That's been on my list for a while, and I haven't played it because I feel like there's been Mario Kart 9 rumors for the last year and a half or 2 years, and so I'm like, maybe I can hold out, and that's I picked up Smash Brothers, and all the staples that I was like, there's so many Switch staples that I can only get a handful at a time, and so you've been enjoying Mario Kart though?
Yeah, I'm trying to get all of the the highest trophy you can get, and then all the different CCs.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Have you picked anything? You bought Monster Hunter though, didn't you?
Yeah, I got that on Amazon. I'm
so
just waiting
coming
for the
in. Yeah, I thought I saw that you posted it.
And for the people that don't know, Aaron won the bet because he watched that movie, and that's why I thought.
Hold on 1 minute.
Oh.
I only watched half of it, so you only have to play half of Monster Hunter Rise.
Perfect.
Did you like the movie?
I couldn't get into it.
I've heard it's rough.
I don't know. I watch 3 movies a year, if that. So it's got to be good. So when you throw something at me like that, I mean, yeah, I couldn't get into it.
I knew it was bad.
It was a trap. Russ, what are you playing, man?
So aside from Monster Hunter, I've been into my Oculus more, and I started Space Channel 5 VR. I wanted that since it first came out on PSVR, but it was too expensive. It's still the same price on Oculus, but that's been pretty fun. It's basically the same game just in VR, and I was having a lot of fun with it, but the story is 10 minutes long. I beat it in one play.
Oh, really?
There's an arcade mode that I haven't tried yet, so I don't know what's involved in that. But I've been playing more Pistol Whip, and that might be my favorite VR game.
That's on my list to talk about. I really enjoy that game. It's kind of my go-to. It's the first thing I pick up when I put the headset on. It's funny because Space Channel 5 was one of the few Dreamcast games that was highly rated that I never played. Even though I was so into Dreamcast at the time, I didn't even know that there was a VR version of it. Are you in? Is it first person thing, or is it you look around the room, or is it the?
Yeah, it's you play as another reporter, and you see through her. So if you look down, you see your body.
Yeah,
and then the main character Ulala is in front of you.
Oh, okay.
And you mimic her movements.
Gotcha. Yeah,
so it's like a dancing game, kind of.
Sure. That's awesome.
It's kind of difficult. It's a lot of memorization. The Dreamcast version's a lot harder, though.
Have you
beat it?
Have you gotten into the story, the cinematic stories of Pistol Whip?
I just beat it Sunday.
Oh, really?
And I had to switch it to easy because normal was too hard.
I keep getting scared to go into it. It's are you sure you want to try it? This is only for advanced players. I'm no, I'm not sure. Never mind. And it keeps scaring me away from it. So I just been doing the single runs until I get a little bit better, because I don't think I've ever gotten above a B or whatever on any of them.
The first level is easy on the story mode, or whatever you want to call it. The second one was impossible on normal. Because you can't shoot, you have to punch everything.
Oh yeah, that's hard. I kept thinking I was going to throw my controller whenever it was wanting me to punch things. That's awesome. Aaron, what are you playing, man?
Pretty much the same as all of you, Monster Hunter Rise. So that's been my go-to this week. Mostly that, and I didn't have a ton of gaming time, so it was that. And then yesterday I saw that Apple released a bunch of games on Apple Arcade, and one of the games they were talking about was a golf game by the developer who made Hot Shots Golf and Everybody's Golf for the PlayStation. So I just got a new MacBook, and it came with 3 months free of Apple Arcade. Not like it's it's $4.99 a month anyway. It's not a huge deal, but so I was like, I got 3 months. I'll try it for free so I can try this game, and I did that, and I tried a few games on Apple Arcade. I'll talk a little bit more about it later. But I played the golf game a lot. It's called Clap Hands Golf, and it's for a mobile game. It's surprisingly good. I could see myself picking it up and playing it.
Yeah. It's basically it's like Hot Shots Golf. Like
it's exactly like Hot Shots Golf. Yeah, same exact thing. So that Monster Hunter, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, definitely. I have been playing Monster Hunter Rise with you guys. I've been playing a little bit of single player, but it's been a little bit tough to get much time onto that. But I've been doing a lot on the Oculus Rift or Oculus Quest 2. What was I gonna say? Beat Saber and Pistol Whip are kind of my two go-tos right now. Pistol Whip, I'm just doing individual runs. Beat Saber, I just beat my first two hard, like on the hard difficulty, which I feel like is a small win. But I've been playing those late at night, kind of before bed, and then also just sitting on my couch and like watching some of the 3D animations and just exploring some of the apps with like art and other things, and watching like movies in the fake cinema, and the whole experience is kind of surreal and pretty cool. And so I've just been exploring all of that mostly, and then Monster Hunter a lot, like you guys. I think, Aaron, are we both on level 3 right now? I think, and Rush, you're on level.
I don't think I'm level 3 yet. I don't think I am. I think I got like 2 more.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you dipped out, and then Russ and I beat the level, like the level 3 monster that got me to level 3. Russ, are you still?
Yeah, you guys have a real good habit of doing that. You always right when I leave, you beat the thing you need to beat to level up.
Russ, are you at level 4 right now?
Yeah.
Still? Okay. I know you've been there for a couple days, and you always surprise me. You're like, you get a lot of time in when I'm not looking. So yeah, with that, we are moving on to news. So first on the docket is that E3 2021 was announced with Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, and Koch Media confirmed. And they're renaming it, or at least this year, it's the Electronic Entertainment Experience instead of the Electronic Entertainment Expo. And it's all online. It's free. There was some talk about having some paid activations, but they shut that down pretty quickly. And yeah, it seems like they have their stuff together a little bit better than last year. It seems like last year was kind of chaotic and not really handled that well, and everyone was kind of trying to do their own things and everything. But I'd be surprised. So some of the notable companies missing are EA, obviously Sony. Sony's been out of E3 for a couple years now.
Which, by the way, are you guys surprised by that? Because I still see people being surprised that Sony's not showing up this year. I figured since they're not showing up last year before it got canceled, that pretty much confirmed they're not coming back to E3. Because last year they would have been at E3 because they had a lot to show with like the PlayStation 5, which wasn't announced at the time. So
yeah,
are you guys surprised by that?
Sony at this point, I don't think. I don't think they want to, and I don't think they need to. Sony has been on track for like the past few years to, and I think they even said it themselves, they want to be like the Apple of gaming. They want to have their own events. They want to do their own thing. And, like with the PS4 Pro, they had their own event where they announced it like 2 months before release. And that's what they want to do. And I don't think it's, I think they're at the top right now, and they don't have to worry about it. If, the Xbox starts selling more than them, then they might come back to it, change their mind. But right now, they don't really need to. I think they're going for the Apple of gaming, and that's what they're going for.
Yeah, for sure. I think that they like having the control over their releases and their news cycle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Other companies that haven't confirmed that are large: Square Enix, Sega, Bandai Namco, Tencent, 505, and Activision Blizzard. It seems like there might be some companies that get tossed in before the event, so I wouldn't be surprised by that. But I'm fairly excited about this. Like, for most people, it's not going to be any different. You watch the event online anyway. I've never been to an E3, and so.
Do you think they're going to open up to the public maybe some way to play demos online?
So I read about some of that, and then there were people talking about like that maybe that was going to be some like extra content that you could like premium access to demos and stuff like that. I don't know that that's a good idea. I think that people will get rubbed the wrong way. But it would be cool if they can do some type of interactive element with it being online to open it up. If they can, I mean, this could be a turning point for the ESA and E3, because I know the writing was on the wall. Last year, a lot of people are like, "Oh, E3's," or 2 years ago, like E3's gonna be dead and everything. So, if they could really make something out of this that could be cool. I don't know. Anyone else have any thoughts on E3 coming back? Anyone feel strongly about E3 one way or another?
I mean, I've always like paid attention to it every year.
It's nice having everything in one like pocket. Like okay, know that like all this news is going to come out right here, and it's
like Christmas for gamers,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always exciting.
I think the suspense is worse than anything else. Just waiting to see if there's gonna be some news happening, like having that anticipation, like, oh, it's coming, and whether you're satisfied or whether you're disappointed, it is a very Christmas like sensation.
Yeah.
Maybe Nintendo will finally reveal Metroid Prime.
I'm curious what Nintendo will do. It seems like they have a lot of stuff they're holding tight right now, obviously with the new console and everything. I think there's a lot of games that are gonna, I think they have a lot of cards that they're waiting to show that are gonna come out throughout this year, because they've been awfully quiet. And
were they at the last E3?
I don't even remember what happened with E3 2020.
Oh, they canceled it.
It was just flat out canceled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then everybody did like their own thing for the week, right? Yeah. But Nintendo always does. I don't know if they're there or not, but they always do like their
treehouse,
like treehouse. Yeah,
they're usually on the floor doing that.
Oh, okay.
They've always been a big part of E3 from what I remember in years past. And yeah. All right, moving on. MLB The Show 2021 is coming to Game Pass on day one. This is a bigger deal than, like, I don't know. It feels like something massive, because this is a PlayStation Studios game that is developed by San Diego Studio, a subsidiary of Sony. But the Xbox version, so for those who don't know, Sony had the exclusive rights to produce simulation-style baseball games for the MLB until last year, where they had to renegotiate their contract, and it basically came out that the MLB said this game needs to be on multiple platforms. It cannot be strictly PlayStation, strictly a PlayStation title. And so then it came out that there's an Xbox version coming out, and I was like, oh, this is huge, a PlayStation game coming out on Xbox. And then a couple days ago, it came out that it's going to be day one Game Pass. And so essentially a Sony produced game that they have the full license for is going to be free for Game Pass subscribers, but if you own a PlayStation, you will be required to pay $60 or $70 for the same game on day one if you want to play it. And actually, MLB is the one who's publishing the game for the Xbox, not Sony, and so they were able to make this deal. And I'm curious, like, I don't know how Sony feels, if they feel like it seems like the MLB made out like bandits here, where they got multi-platform deal out of Sony and then also got money out of Microsoft to put it on Game Pass. So does anyone play baseball games at all? Nope.
No,
I didn't think
I
so.
haven't. I bought a couple MLB The Show for the PS4 when it first came out, but that was it. I think I bought like MLB 14, maybe 15, and I realized that I bought them and never played them, so I stopped buying them.
I bought 2020. It was on deep discount right when the PS5 came out, and I bought that, but I only played a handful of times, and I'm kind of excited for baseball season this year, but
This is probably the most talk that this MLB game has ever gotten.
Oh, for sure.
In years.
Yeah.
I just find that funny.
But they have, Sony has they have a big following. Like, I think the show has a big following from Sony fans.
Yeah.
I wonder how this is going to happen. I think we should wait until it's released to see like what really happens, and like if somebody else is doing like the publishing for Xbox, or like, well, they're both being developed by Sony, right?
Yeah.
Both versions. So is the PS5 version going to run better than the Xbox version? Like, are they going to like go for parity? Like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious. It's funny. Like, I saw a lot of people speculating that there's going to be like some type of sabotaging going on, just out of spite for having to do this deal type of thing. I don't think that that's going to happen, but
Probably not. But I mean, Sony still makes money off selling it. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And who knows? They're probably getting a good deal and from Game Pass. So
Yeah. But now that makes it, if you are a sports gaming fan, if you have Game Pass, you have NBA 2K now, Madden games on Game Pass, FIFA, NHL, like basically all the EA games, and now you have the show. So you have all major sports titles included in Game Pass now, which is kind of massive because that makes up a large segment of the industry.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is pretty big.
And if you're a PlayStation only player, you have to buy each of those individually. I don't know. Microsoft's making a lot of moves right now, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes moving forward. If Sony's has something in their pocket, maybe it's going to be a PS Plus game for May or something. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something like that, especially if like as their PS5 game, because I know they've been trying to do a PS5 game every month, and they're kind of running out of PS5 games without new games coming out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That they would do something similar that they did with Destruction All Stars.
Yeah.
Make it like the free game of that month that it comes out.
Yep, exactly. So that game comes out April 20th. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. So moving on, the Nintendo Switch got a major update, going from 11.0.1 to 12.0.0, and when it first came out, there was about a day when all the articles released, and everyone's like, "Okay, so what?" It basically the only thing in the release notes was that they fixed an issue with the save data backup feature, where in rare cases the automatic backup of save data is interrupted if a communication error occurs during the completion of the save data backup process. And then that was the only release note. It took about a day for data miners to get in there and start digging through code for references to other hardware and firmware stuff, and pretty quickly it came out that there are references to, specifically the biggest thing, because I made a video on this, there's references to the dock being able to update its firmware through the system when connected to the console, which there is no purpose for that right now, because the only hardware is USB ports and a video chip. There's a
network card too.
A network. Is there? I think
there's a network port, isn't there?
No, you have to. It goes through. There's an adapter through USB. I'm pretty sure. But basically, there's no firmware that would be required to be updated. So this leads. It also is in that same code references the new Switch model code name, the Aula Switch model. So that is, and my video I talked about how I think there's going to be a new Switch dock with hardware in it that does some video processing, whether it's the DLSS or something, some sort of boosting to the video feed, which if the dock can now update its firmware, would lead you to believe that there's something new coming, some new type of dock. The other big dig in the data mine was that there's reference to Bluetooth audio being able to be enabled, because the Switch has the Bluetooth chip in it, but the audio for wireless headsets has always been disabled. It looks like they may be changing that in the future. So, which would be nice. No more dongles. No more of the little USB-C dongles to use your wireless headsets. I've always been on the fence with whether to get one of those, just especially for my Switch Lite. But and then yeah, that's it. Anyone have any thoughts? I made a video on the new Switch and going hard on there being a new dock, and I don't think they're going to include it with the new console. I think it's going to be a separate device altogether. But that's I think, to keep it at $300. I think they're going to keep it at $300 and then release the dock separately for $100. That's my prediction. But
I don't think Sally was here when we talked about the Switch Pro a lot. And I'm really curious, because you do play a lot of Switch games. Are you getting a Switch Pro like the day it comes out?
I mean, I'm not one to drop a lot of money on a lot of things the second it comes out, so I don't see myself doing that. Unless there's some, there has to be something really special about it for me to get it. But yeah.
I think a lot of people are waiting to see. Like, I think there's a lot of people scared that it's not going to be a big enough upgrade. It's going to be kind of like the Switch version 2, where it's like it's going to be very incremental. The fact that they're getting a new display, the OLED display that's larger, is a little reassuring that they're doing something. And then all the DLSS type of, like, the new chip and everything, that it seems like that might be enough to boost it, especially if they also put some hardware in the dock.
Is that coming out this year, or is that speculation?
It's all speculation because Nintendo hasn't said anything, and so everything's speculation. But everything, it's a lot of reports out of manufacturing leaks. Samsung's making the new display and it's supposed to go into production in the fall for a late year release, but who knows, that could get pushed because nothing matters anymore. It doesn't. Who knows what's going to happen? Max,
Yes.
are you? What I know you always talk about, like, you're sick of the Nintendo Switch Pro rumors. Are you kind of turning the corner now with a little bit of more evidence?
I don't know. It's just hard for me to believe. If it actually happens, it'd be great. I'm just sick of the rumors. I'm sick every single year, every single month. New Nintendo Switch Pro rumor. I feel like every week now I see, oh, look, Nintendo Switch Pro. I'm sick and tired of it.
Does anyone think that it's not going to come out this year?
It might not, just because of
I don't think it is.
all the
Sorry.
all the delays happening with COVID and stuff.
Yeah,
It
the
might
chip
be
shortage. I don't know if they're going to be able to dodge the chip shortage that everyone's getting hit with right now. But Nintendo doesn't seem to care if their products are of low supply. It seems like that doesn't even phase them. They're like, yep, can't get it. I mean, they do it with every single console release, I feel like.
That's their marketing strategy.
Yeah,
they make stuff low in demand to make people talk about it. That's what they did with Amiibos. They did that with the NES Classic. And like when they did restock those things, they were very easy to find once they did a restock. They purposely set it this way. That way people will talk about it. And yeah, it's going to be low stock no matter what, even if they can make so many.
Well, that's the thing. They've always been accused of, like, artificially limiting production to try to drive up demand. So this is kind of a perfect situation for them. Like, oh, it's not our fault this time. Like, definitely not. We just can't make enough, and so it kind of falls right into their lap of their strategy anyway. So we are going to jump into a few. There's been a couple of games that have been delayed. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, has been delayed, and also Deathloop has been delayed. The Skywalker Saga is indefinite. There's not a new. They didn't release a new date. And then Deathloop, they said until September 14th, 2021. I saw one of the first replies was someone throwing out a conspiracy theory that this is a Bethesda Xbox attempt to ruin PlayStation owners' summers. Which it seems like everyone's throwing out conspiracy theories right now.
Prince of Persia was also delayed.
Oh, what's it? Oh, yeah,
About that one.
Yeah,
Is that the remake?
yeah, the remake, the Sands of Time. Yeah. Did you play
That
the?
loop sounds like it's in a delay loop. Just want to get that out.
Sal, did you play the original Sands of Time? Was that on GameCube? Or I think
No,
it was
I never
cross-platform. Yeah.
Yeah, I never played the original. I got into it when it was in the Wii, and I was like, oh, if the remake comes out, I definitely want to play that.
I remember I played that for a while. I don't remember what console it was on, but I really liked the whole, like, reversing time thing. Like, that whole gameplay element was really, really cool. I remember. I think I was working at EB when that game came out, and I think we had it on the kiosk, and I just all my time off, I would just sit and play that game. But Luke, you ordered Skywalker Saga on October 13th, 2020. Do you think it's going to come out before your 1 year anniversary of ordering it hits?
I don't think so.
No. You think
By the end of the year.
end of the year? I think that's probably their goal, is to hit it by the before holiday season. But it feels like that game has been. Didn't they announce it like a while ago?
2019.
Yeah. And I know they're like.
Like,
Go ahead.
sorry, what were you gonna say?
I say they like built a new engine and everything. Like it seems like this is kind of like the base of future Lego adventure style games or whatever a Lego themed game is. So I know they're putting a lot of work into it, but what were we gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think in one of my first YouTube videos on my relaunch channel, I talked about the Star Wars Lego Holiday Special movie and how that was like essentially advertising for that game. And in the video, I said that it was going to be released at the end of the month in December, and then that never happened. So I kind of feel a little silly, felt that, but I can't change it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they probably got hit hard with COVID development issues and everything. You can't really blame. I was thinking about this with. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more delays this year for games that are supposed to come out, because it seems like a lot of the stuff that came out in the second half of 2020 and through the first couple months of this year, those games were pretty close to being finished when like the pandemic hit. And so I think we're going to get hit hardest with the games that were early in development, that were supposed to come out late 2021, early 2022. And so I think this is going to be like an 18 to 24 month process of delays to get things back on schedule. I think we're going to have a lot of dead zone time with game releases that are just feeling the effects of the shutdowns and logistical issues.
They saw what happened to Cyberpunk, and they're like, you know what? Let's.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's probably twofold for sure. Because I think there was a game that they just delayed and referenced. The reason why was because they didn't want to push it out earlier than it was ready, like other large like they like subtweeted Cyberpunk like super hard. Referencing it. I don't remember which game it was. But yeah, I think is anyone super stoked? And Luke, I know you're pumped on Skywalker Saga. I am too. Is anyone really looking forward to Deathloop? It looked cool. Like I like the Russ. That looks really that looked like a game that you would be into.
Mm-hmm. I'm not terribly mad about the delay, because I would rather it be delayed and be a good game than rush it out like they did with Cyberpunk.
Sure.
But that'll probably be a day one pickup for me.
Definitely. That was developed by... Oh, yeah. It's a Bethesda game, right?
Yeah, well, they're the publisher, but the developer is Arcane, which they made the Dishonored series.
Gotcha.
Right? Am I right? I'm right on that, right, Russ?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I played Dishonored 1, which was really, really good. And I do have Dishonored 2. I haven't played it yet. But I don't know. Something about Deathloop is... I haven't been interested in it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it'll be different when I don't know. When I see more gameplay of it or something. I don't know. It just hasn't interested me yet. But
yeah, it looked interesting. But like you, I don't have a huge desire. I think it seems like a game I would like, but loop games I have to really be into to dive into it. Just it's a commitment. All right, moving on. Pac-Man 99 was announced as a Nintendo Switch online exclusive, and it's a battle royale Pac-Man game, kind of like Tetris 99 and kind of like Super Mario 35. We were talking in the pre-show. I don't think anyone has played it on the panel, right? It came out yesterday, but kind of like yesterday afternoon for most of us. I saw a lot of people streaming it, so I don't know. I have to confess I'm not a huge Pac-Man fan because I'm really bad at Pac-Man.
I'm also really bad at Pac-Man.
It stresses me out, and I feel like I always pick the wrong direction. Like I for some reason I cannot strategize properly with Pac-Man, and then I see people who would like they'll time. They know the distance that they can get around corners to beat Ghost and then hit the super pellet and everything. Official No Friendo in the chat said that he's having a blast with it. So I trust him.
Oh. I'll definitely try it out.
Yeah, for sure. It's free. It's a Nintendo Switch Online. So it looks really cool. I like that Nintendo's doing stuff like this. I think they need to keep adding value to Nintendo Switch Online, especially if they're not doing a whole lot to add other, like, improve the service and the multiplayer stuff. I think they still have some hiccups there, but yeah.
I love that the 99-1 thing, like with Tetris. It's super. It's very chaotic, but it's super fun.
Yeah, I feel like it adds a whole layer of strategy to, like,
Yeah.
like I remember when Super Mario 35 came out and watching, like, okay, different parts, like, you have to play the game differently to strategize getting further in the progression of, like, knocking people out. You don't just speed run it. You have to, like, focus on killing multiple enemies. So I'm feeling like this is probably similar, where you change your strategy a little bit to get further in the game, since you're playing against other players.
It's a good way to refresh an old retro game.
Yeah, I'm all about.
Yeah,
I'm
I
all
agree
about
with
that. I wish that's something that I need to. I really want to dive into. Like, next week or in 2 weeks, I want to say that I've been playing some classic game on Nintendo Switch Online that I missed out on. That I always forget that I can actually spend time playing old games instead of just, like, tinkering with emulators and stuff and then walking away as soon as I launch a game. And so I want to actually dive into some games that I missed out on. Yeah. Anyone else, like, super pumped? Like, anyone else super pumped on this? Anyone still play, like, Tetris 99? I know there's still a huge fan base of Tetris 99 players.
I only tried it a few times, and I'm not very good at Tetris. Definitely not good when I'm playing against 98 other people. So, but I do want to try Pac-Man. Yeah, actually, we should. It's free, and we all have a Nintendo Switch, right?
Yeah, we should get
a game going.
Yeah, I'll stream it.
Cool.
Yeah, I definitely try it.
Yeah.
I'll set something up on the Discord. If you're listening or watching, be sure to check out. So everyone on the panel, I have links to their profiles in the description, and we all got together on my Discord. We talk pretty much every day about video games and everything, and we did this to make it a little bit more official, because we had all these in-depth discussions and wanted to do something fun with it. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check everyone out. Thank you guys for being here. We're not ending the show, but I felt like I needed to say that before we got too deep in here. We probably have another 15-20 minutes left. Max, you just dropped into the doc earlier today a few games that were either announced or leaked. Destroy All Humans, announced for the Switch, releasing June 29th. Did anyone play? Yeah, I'm surprised too. Did anyone play the original?
I did.
Yeah?
Many times. Yeah, I really like that series.
Max, I see your tweet reply here on the screen. Russ, what did you think about it?
I like the first two on the PS2. After that, they get kind of iffy.
Okay.
But the ones on the PS2 are, like, really funny. There's a lot of good jokes in it. I think the weapons are cool. Like, there's one where it, like, throws a disc, and then the enemies will be attached to the disc and, like, fly away. There's, like, anal probes and very stereotypical alien stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the screenshot I just showed that Max dropped in there. handheld anal probing now possible. So that's fun. So for some reason I missed this series.
Same here.
Yeah, I've never played it. I saw that they have like the PS2 classics on. You can get it on PS4, right?
Oh, is it on there?
Yeah, it is on there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and they
yeah,
remastered the first one on PS4 as well.
Oh,
Is
This is the remake one that
Yeah.
they made last year.
Oh, okay.
So it's not
What asked that?
not just a re-release. The other one is Borderlands 3 Director's Cut coming everywhere, including the Switch. The Switch never had a Borderlands 3 release, right?
Correct.
It was just the edition with the first two and the
Pre-sequel.
the pre-sequel. And so this was a leak through the PEGI, the European ratings system. It has release dates and the rating, and also the platform. So there have been rumors that this was coming to the Switch at some point. When I was searching through the news, there were articles back for 6 months speculating that a Switch version was coming. And so Russ, I know you're a big Borderlands fan. Did you beat Borderlands 3?
Yeah.
Nice.
you have the platinum, don't you?
Yes.
Just say yes.
Yeah, I'm just missing the trophies for one of the DLCs.
And I think that it's Borderlands 3 and all the DLCs, right? Or is it, what is the director's cut? Is that, do we know what that is?
I think it includes a special story and the arms race. I think if you have Borderlands 3, you can upgrade it to the director's cut.
Oh, didn't know that. I gotta look into that then.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm pretty sure I have it.
Oh, okay.
Anything DLC related I buy, so I don't know what I bought.
But it's still this is still just a rumor, right? Or is it pretty confirmed that that's coming out?
There's no official announcement, but usually, I mean, when the ratings, it pops up on the ratings websites, the announcement is imminent. I don't think usually they hit without something out. I think it's pretty much confirmed. It's as close to being confirmed as possible.
Yeah.
That's a crazy Switch release.
Yeah, I'll get that. I'll definitely get that.
As I say, Meander is in the chat saying hi to everyone. He's on our Discord. And
Great
awesome
videos.
YouTube channel.
Great videos by that guy.
Yeah. He one of these days we'll get him on one of these.
Just
But
give him an avatar of an
exactly. We'll do a what was it, the V2, he'll be a VTuber on our session.
Yeah, he's not doing a face reveal until 1 million.
1 million.
subs.
Wow. So
I
that's
just made that up. I don't know if that's true.
that's it for news. We're going into, we started this new segment, hot takes. It's things that you guys and myself drop into the doc to talk about at the end of each show. We blew through everything today, so we have a little bit of time to talk about some things. First, this was viewer requested last week. You know what? I'm sorry, I didn't write down his name. It was in the live chat, and I put it into the doc. But he was asking digital versus physical. We want to know what everyone's preferences on the panel were. And so I'm going to go around the horn. You can qualify it if you want. But what's your preference, Aaron? I already know.
Well, hold on. You probably know that it's weird. So I'm probably the opposite of what it should be, because on the Switch, because they're still making all these games physical and they're cool little cases, and I'm like, if I can buy a game physical on the Switch, I'm gonna buy it physical. So on the Switch, that's what I like. Yeah, you got to change a cartridge. It's kind of a pain, you know. But on the PS5, I bought an all digital PS5. So I don't know, like, I don't want the big like cases. I don't want them laying around my living room. I would just rather have the box there. All my games are on there. If I'm playing one game and I decide I want to play another game because I'm stuck at something or I'm sick of it for the moment, I just press a button and do that, and it's easy. So Switch, I like my Switch collection. I'm sticking with physical on that for as long as I can. Everything else, like Xbox, PS5, digital only from here on out.
But you buy a lot of digital games, just ones that don't have physical releases, basically, right?
Exactly. Yeah. On the Switch, I'll buy. Yeah, exactly. If they don't have a physical version, I'll buy the digital version. I don't have a problem with doing that. But if it has a physical, I want the case and I want the game.
Yeah, definitely. Russ, what are your thoughts?
99% of my games I prefer physical. And the main reason is I worry about games getting deleted.
Yeah.
So when a game's digital, like they did with Scott Pilgrim, there was an issue, it got taken off. You had no way to play it unless you already owned it and downloaded. And same thing with PT on the PlayStation.
Because they removed it where even if you bought it, you couldn't re-download it, right?
PT was free, but Scott Pilgrim, yeah, you had no way to re-access it if you deleted it.
Yeah.
So, but I do like the convenience of downloading a game and just being able to play it. It's really nice to just not have to change a disc constantly.
Yeah.
But I also do like looking at the wall of games.
Like literally the wall of games, or digitally the wall of games?
Physically the wall of
games. Okay, that's what I thought. Luke, what are your thoughts?
I am definitely somewhere in between, because most of my games that I do collect are digital, like on Steam, since I do a lot of PC gaming and whatnot. But I definitely like physical games if it's like some game that I really love and I just want to have it around forever. Maybe it'll be worth more in the future, that kind of thing. But at the same time, I think Sally brought this up in Discord, is that with physical games, obviously that is plastic producing stuff, and that is an issue too. So I try to like have a middle ground somewhere around there. But
sure, that's a good point.
That's my thoughts on it.
I think I miss you guys discussing that in the Discord, but that is a good point, just for like environmental reasons. Max.
Okay, so considering that I spent $30 on a free game, I guess what I'm going to say. I'm team physical all the way. There's some instance that I will do a digital game, only if for whatever reason the digital version is like on set and it's 20 times cheaper than an actual physical game. Like with my PS Vita, I did that with Persona 4 Golden. The physical copy of that game was ridiculously priced, but you could buy it digitally for $20. So I was like, as much as I am a physical guy, I prefer physical over digital. But if it's cheaper, I will most of the time go digital in that case. But I will try to go physical all the time that I can.
Gotcha. Sally, what are your thoughts?
I'm also kind of in between. It's always nice to have a collection, and I wonder, I'm of an older generation where, back in the day, digital was not a thing. So it was just kind of cemented in my head that if a game's coming out, you buy it physical, you don't buy it digitally. And it's only been recently that I started buying digital and I realized, hey, this is kind of easier. It's less of a pain of, swapping out the cartridges or the discs and whatever. And I'm wondering, is the younger generation more into digital because maybe, like, for me, who loves the retro stuff, they love having the collection aspect of it. I wonder if like more of the kids, like the teenagers, prefer the digital age. But yeah, definitely we're personally, at least in my household, we like to reduce waste and reduce using plastic and buying plastic. So digital should be the way to go. I wish they offered more incentive to buying digital, like, you know, getting some discounts. Or I think Nintendo offers like gold coins if you
Yeah.
buy digital for downloads.
Yeah, it's always a
But
nice
it's
surprise when you have like 5 or 10 or
yeah.
so bucks to take off your next purchase because you bought a few digital games. Those are all great points. I have a weird thing where previous generations, obviously it's easier to buy physical, but like I've been trying to buy up like PS3, Xbox 360, not Wii because there's just way too many games. There's like, and I have a modded Wii, so it's hard for me to justify buying Wii games. But I like to buy a lot of PS3 and Xbox 360 games, obviously physical. But for modern stuff, when I bought my Switch, it was for my son, and I wanted him to experience physical games, and so the first like 5 or 6 games I bought for him were all physical. I was like, I want him to like have his collection, have his little case with his cartridge like container and everything. It turned out that he didn't care for switching out cartridges, so he just played whatever game was in there. And I was like, how about you try this other game? He's like, he would just didn't want to switch out cartridges, and so he would go to play a game that was on his Switch, and if the cartridge was somewhere else in the room, he'd be like, I'll just play something that he had digitally. And so I quickly realized that I need to start just buying digital games. And I actually made a video about how I started buying him digital games, but it was like for his birthday or Christmas, I would buy the blank Switch cases and print out sleeves for him so that he still had his little collection, and he got to unwrap something. And then the first time he opened, he's like, where's the game? I was like, it's on your Switch already, because I had switched like it so that it wouldn't auto download to his Switch, and so it would auto download to mine, and then I would, like, right before he opened it, I would start the download for whatever game he was getting. It's kind of a, I don't know. I prefer digital, especially with Steam and PS5 and Switch. I don't personally have any physical Switch games other than the ones that I basically bought for my son. So I just like the ease of being able to jump around, because I jump around between games constantly. Like, I'll play 10 minutes and then jump out, and then 10 minutes and jump out. If I had to switch cartridges every time, I would never play half the games that I jump into. Luckily I have Zelda Breath of the Wild digitally, but I've always been wanting to play. I've been wanting to play through Mario Odyssey, but I only have it physically, and I never go to put it in, and so I don't know when I will ever play that game, just because it's never in my Switch. Okay, last topic before we dip out of here. I added this, but Aaron, you brought it up earlier. Apple Arcade is making a lot of moves right now, adding games. A lot of developers that are traditionally on different gaming platforms are making games for Apple Arcade. Is Apple Arcade a legitimate gaming contender if they keep making moves like this, or is it always going to be hamstrung by it being limited to cellular or iPad or Mac? Now Mac is included. What are your guys' thoughts on if it seems like they're making a lot of Microsoft style moves, adding lots and lots of games that either were classics on classic mobile games or new games developed by, like, there's a Platinum Games game that came out, and I forgot what else. Aaron, what were you going to say about this earlier?
So I'm a little bit. I'm still trying to form all my thoughts on it, to be honest with you, because I downloaded it yesterday. I signed up for the service, and I was pretty excited about it because I never play mobile games anymore. Like I have an iPad, I have an iPhone, I have a Mac, and I don't really play games on any of them. When I play games on my MacBook, it has Steam, so I have access to all the Steam game. Well, not all of them, but a lot of Steam games. There's a lot of games that you can play on a MacBook, but like my phone, I don't really play anymore because it kind of went to all like, free to play microtransaction games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of, I think like mobile gaming kind of got known for that. And it probably affected them. There's probably less. How many of you play games on your phone, like on a regular basis?
Not me.
I used
probably. I think, yeah.
I used to a lot, and then I haven't in the last like 2 years.
So I think that's. I think a lot of people did that, and I think it's kind of gone down. So I think Apple Arcade is going to get back some of those people that forgot that you can play some good games on your phone, and like that clap hands golf game, which is basically everybody's golf or Hot Shots golf on your phone, is awesome. Like I highly recommend trying it. Now, if you have to do like a free trial or something, I don't know that I'm going to recommend everybody pay $4.99 to play Clap Hands Golf, $4.99 a month. But if you have a trial or something and you're interested in other games, I would definitely check it out. Like the World of Demons Platinum Games game is, I mean, you're playing on a phone, you're using touch controls, but you can tell that it's a Platinum Games game. It's using like, the same like kind of attack, dodge, correct timing gameplay that they do in their games. So I'm interested to check it out. I did play, I was kind of excited to try it on the MacBook, and I did that last night with a controller, and it was like not worth the work to do that to me. So yeah, I don't know. If you're going to try it on your phone, I think it's fun. I think it's worth trying. I think they're going to go after like people that forgot they could play games on their phone. I don't know that they're necessarily going to take a chunk out of PlayStation gamers or Game Pass or Switch, but I think it's going to be successful.
Yeah. One thing I forget about is that there's no microtransactions in any Apple Arcade game. It's the full game. You can't. There's no in-app purchases for any.
I didn't
game.
Even know that.
Yeah,
that makes it better to me.
Yeah, it's a requirement to not have any in-app purchases to be part of Apple Arcade, which is kind of nice. Like just knowing that you will never have to put a cent into any of these games. I remember it was what the golf. Like Apple Arcade, it seems like that's the haven for golf games. Apparently,
that's a good game.
It's a fun game. I have not played it, but I always wanted to, and I know it was exclusive to Apple Arcade for a little while, and then it came to Switch, and I never ended up playing it on either. But I've been wanting to play that. I'm kind of want to do a trial of Apple Arcade because I never actually tried it, but I don't know. Is anyone else? So no one else really plays many mobile games, especially iOS.
I don't, but I was gonna say that probably the one thing that would make me sign up for Apple Arcade is a game on there called Fantasian, and it's made by one of the producers of someone that made a lot of the Final Fantasy games.
I read about that.
Looks really cool. So
Yeah.
I'm either gonna get that or wait if it's gonna be ported somehow, but we'll see.
That
does look good.
I read about that when I saw a lot of articles coming out. It's like when Apple Arcade, like they released like 30 games at the same time, like all simultaneously, and I remember that was what it was. Both the Clap Hands Golf and Fantasian that were the two kind of headliners, along with some of the like like Monument Valley and everything. That was one game that was really good. It was short, but it was a really good, cool little mobile game that was easy to play and kind of. Did anyone ever play Monument Valley? I played the first. I played, I think both of there were two of them. There might be more. That was a really good game, but they added at least the first one to Apple Arcade. Any final thoughts before we wrap the show? Anything you've been dying to talk about this week? Nope. All right.
Nope. Try Monster Hunter Rise at some point. That's it.
Yeah. I'm gonna play some Monster Hunter Rise this week. I'm gonna play some VR games. If you are listening, be sure to make sure you're subscribed. If you're watching, make sure to subscribe. Get reminders when we're doing this every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come join us. We have a lot of fun doing it. We like talking about these things. So thanks for listening.
Hold on. I'm sorry to stop you, but did nobody have a quote of the week?
No one had a quote of the week.
Because I think my quote of the week just happened during the show.
Yeah?
I'm pretty sure it happened when Russ said, "This game's a lot of fun. There's aliens. There's anal probing. It's good."
Thank you for bringing that. That was a perfect quote of the week. Yeah, I've been putting that in the doc every time, and then we haven't had any. So that I'm glad. Thank you for Jen.
Needed one.
Yeah, that was perfect. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Thank you guys for being here. Check everyone out on the panel. I'm gonna do one more round. Aaron at Beach Pizza Gaming, Russ at Cryosneasel, Luke Leeson, Max Monado Max, Sally Retro Arcade Party. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you all next week. Good night.
Night.